Samuel Demaree. You got to go to the Royal Rumble this year, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
What was your favorite match?
The men's rumble.
Why?
I liked how crazy it was.
Well, what was so crazy about it?
All of the wrestlers beating each other up.
All beating each other up?
Yeah.
Were you excited that Jey Uso won?
Not as much as I would if John Cena won.
Oh, you would prefer John Cena?
Yeah. Oh. John Cena!
So what are you looking forward to for WrestleMania?
Cody Rhodes can keep his title against, what's that other wrestler's name?
We don't know who he's going to face yet. Possibly.
They can keep that. Cody Rhodes can keep his title.
That's what you hope happens?
Yes.
All right. Well, good. I'm glad you enjoyed yourself. Maggie Demaree, did you get to go to the Royal Rumble?
Yes.
Did you have fun?
Yeah.
What was your favorite match?
The women's Royal Rumble.
The Women's Royal Rumble. Why?
I just really liked watching the women's Royal Rumble and seeing seeing what happened. And I also really was excited that Charlotte Flair won.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Was there anything else that made you really excited?
What made me really giggle was how long Charlotte Flair took to walk down to the ring.
She did took her whole 2 minutes, didn't she?
Yeah.
What are you looking forward to for WrestleMania?
I'm excited. I did to watch Charlotte Flair and Tiffany Stratton.
Oh, is that who thinks she's going to choose?
Oh.
She hasn't chosen yet.
Oh, you can choose. I didn't know that.
Right.
Well, now that you heard from my kids, it's time for a minute with Dr. Deb before I turn this crazy podcast over to these three guys, and then it's really going to go off the rails. So, Royal Rumble was an amazing experience. 65,000 people going crazy together. I never experienced anything like that. So, and it was amazing to be able to show my kids what that environment's like. And it's got me even more excited for when they come back for SummerSlam. And I cannot fathom what WrestleMania is going to be like. It is going to be ridiculous. I don't know. It's going to be ridiculous. So my favorite moment of the Royal Rumble, that's hard. I honestly think it was the pop that Alexa Bliss got. Because we were hoping she'd come back, but we hadn't quite heard. And when all of a sudden her music hit, I mean, that crowd popped like a firework. And I knew Don, wherever he was going nuts in that moment. I could just sense it in my spirit. I'm like, Don is losing his mind right now. And she looked fantastic. She looked like she hadn't missed a beat. So that was probably my favorite moment. My second favorite is going to be AJ Styles' return because my son loves AJ Styles and we weren't sure he was going to be back either. So when he appeared, Samuel was just like, what? He's here. And it was great. It was phenomenal. Isn't that the right answer? So let's see. My favorite match was actually the Cody Rhodes Kevin Owens match. The Rumbles were great, but that match was so raw and so real. And just there was so much emotion there. Kevin Owens always comes with so much emotion, and so does Cody. So they brought both of that to the ring. They were both sold hook, line, and sinker into what they were doing, and they took some crazy hits. Oh my goodness. A couple of those I was like, okay, you can just stop out of mercy to the rest of us. Holy cow. But then they went all the way through. So I thought they did a terrific job. So that was actually my favorite match, just how sold out they were through every aspect of that match. So things I'm looking forward to. Well, far in the future, I'm looking forward to WrestleMania in Indianapolis. Because if it was that ridiculous for just the SmackDown and Royal Rumble, WrestleMania is going to be insane. There's no other word for it. We're going to start saving our money now because I'm pretty sure that we're going to need to take out a large loan to be able to pay for the tickets. So I think we should start now. Let's have our own savings account called just WWE Indie Stuff.
Yes, dear.
Yes, exactly. See, that's the correct answer. Other stuff I'm looking forward to. I'm curious to see what they do. I'm pretty sure what they're going to do with Charlotte Flair. I'm excited to see what they're going to do with Rhea Ripley, what her road is going to be and who's going to face her, because obviously Charlotte won the Rumble, and so I think we've established Charlotte's going after Tiffany. I would be shocked if she wouldn't go after Tiffany, because that'd be a great match. But I hope Bianca goes after Rhea, because Bianca and Rhea, That sounds amazing. They're both crazy good in the ring. They're so strong. Like, I can just see so many spots where they would just look so great. So I hope that's what happens, but we'll see what comes out. And in other areas than WWE, Hangman Adam Page versus MJF is money. I don't care if it is. I don't care. What did I just say?
WWE.
Yeah, no. It's not WWE. In other areas other than WWE, there is a world outside of WWE. Isn't that what I just said? Rewind it and check, because I'm pretty sure that I said outside of WWE, because there are other things. But MJF versus Hangman Adam Page is gonna be so good. I'm so excited. I can't even. It's just gonna be crazy. I don't care who wins. I don't care. It's going to be fantastic, just because those two cannot have anything but a fantastic match. Yeah, and anything Will Ospreay does, because after all, Will Ospreay, he is the GOAT, only because my Bryan Danielson is not wrestling currently, and I'm still dealing with the emotional trauma of it, but it's okay, because we have Will Ospreay, and it'll be okay. So, on that note, now the guys are going to take the mics, and they're going to totally trash everything I just said, because that's what they do. Because I am the heel and they are the faces, and it is okay, because I have accepted my role in the company. So, have fun, guys.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Stable Podcast, episode 32. That's right, 32. 32. Thank you, Dr. Deb and Demaree kids, for your coverage and opinions of the Royal Rumble. I think the most controversial thing that Deb said was that she was the heel.
Yeah, I mean, she in our group, she is.
Is she? Anyway.
Wait, that means we have a tag team set up now. I don't know how I feel about that.
Mixed tag. It's a mixed tag, too. Yeah.
Wait. It's intergender tags. We only got one woman on the whatever.
That's true. We'll figure it out. Yeah, I guess we got to get another one.
Oh boy.
Danny?
Yeah, that could be fun.
Yeah, get Danny over here. Anyhow, welcome back, guys, to the Stable Podcast. Again, this is episode 32 of the Stable. It's been a minute, not super long. It's been less time between these episodes than on our other channel.
Yes.
Yeah. So, we've missed you guys. A lot has happened in the wrestling world, and a lot continues to develop. Before we get into our conversation point today, we're just going to go around our table here and introduce ourselves, and then we'll start talking about some fun Royal Rumble stuff. So, starting on the far side of the table, 3 feet away from me.
All the way over here, this is
right.
Josh.
And this is your tribal chief, the true tribal chief, Quintin. Acknowledge me.
Put that finger down.
And of course, I'm your host, Big Don.
You give me too much credit.
I know. But whenever somebody says tribal chief, it's just a reflex at this point. Yeah. Anyhow.
Right. Break it off. Anyways.
Yeah.
You'll learn.
So, as I said before our introductions, the three of us had the pleasure of being able to attend the Royal Rumble. Funny enough, we all attended technically together, but not together. Like we were all present at the exact same event, but we were in very different sides of the arena.
We were in that pile of people.
Yeah, we were in this pile here. Me more on like
you were over
that
there,
side, and Quintin's
up there.
I was
there.
way up
Our buddy
in the
Brian,
sky.
our buddy Brian Daniels also.
Yeah, Brian.
there.
Bruce was down here.
Yeah. We had I am realizing more and more how many friends I actually had at that show,
Yeah,
which was really cool. Yeah, it was really cool. So, yeah, we want to talk a little bit about the Royal Rumble 2025, some of the aftermath from that's come out on the last couple of Raws and the last couple of episodes of the SmackDown.
The SmackDown.
Of SmackDown.
There's only one.
There's only one. It's
SmackDown.
the SmackDown, yeah. I slipped into my Santino Morale there for a second there. The Smackdown.
Back it up.
Smack it down.
And John Chain. That's right. That's right. Talk about some of our predictions for Elimination Chamber coming up and Mania coming up. And then maybe also touch on a couple of extracurricular wrestling things going on. 'Cause
yeah.
I know that there's a lot of hot stuff going on in AEW as well.
AEW.
But we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that towards the back end of the show. Anyway,
He has
so-
a plan, I swear.
what's that?
I said you have a plan. I swear.
I do. It's all written right here. So the first thing I want to ask is I would like to get your guys' overall opinion before we break down the matches, before we talk about some of the stats for the city and for the event in general. I just want to know how you guys felt about being at the Royal Rumble in Lucas Oil Stadium and like some of your initial opinions, and then maybe like opinions of what we can look forward to for future big events like that.
I was absolutely blown away. Like I think I've only been to Lucas for maybe one Colts game, and I went for a state marching band competition. I hadn't really been in there for a concert yet or anything along those lines. Still very frustrated that I didn't get to the swimming invitational.
Oh yeah,
for the Olympics,
the trials.
because I just wanted to see that. But it was. I went to WrestleMania 33 in Orlando, which is an open air football stadium, and that was another one that was like 74,000 people, which was incredible, and just like it was loud, and I had pretty decent seats, very similar seats to this one. But being in Lucas Oil and knowing for years, I mean, we were the 12th man in football, and wrestling fans are a little bit of a different breed.
Yeah. There is crossover. There is crossover.
Absolutely.
But yeah.
But to my probably most memorable moment was the countdowns.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it now wants me to be stupid about it every time we watch a Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
Like whether we're there or not, like from now on, if there's like 5 or 6 of us, we're counting it all down.
That's right. That's right.
From now on.
Yeah. And I think there's an established house rule that you have to jump the count too, because no one at the Royal Rumble can count accurate to the clock.
Okay. So I have to comment on this one. Got into a legitimate discussion with one of the people that was sitting around us because, and please correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm not. For years, it was 90 seconds. It had been 90 seconds. Like it was supposed to be 90 seconds. And it was always 90 seconds. Just like there were 75,000 people at Lucas Oil. There were 67, which is still a ton of people. It was 90 seconds. Well, apparently this year they announced 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
And I didn't hear the announcement, which is fine. I didn't want to get into that element of it. But I'm like,
hear that either.
38 years of this thing, it's been 90 seconds.
Yeah.
So, it's 2 minutes. I'm telling you, it's been 90 seconds for all these years. But it's never been a real 90 seconds. So
Right, yeah.
Maggie commented about Charlotte taking like her full 2 minutes.
Full 2 minutes to get down that ramp. Everybody else ran.
Yeah. Yeah, not Charlotte.
She's
No.
the queen.
No, and the ramp was interesting. Like where I was sitting,
it
because I was on the camera side, not like, what is that considered? Is that
The hard cam side?
hard cam side? So I'm on the hard cam side, and I'm watching people come in the entrance
Wasn't
ramp.
straight.
I can see the whole ramp. No, what was weird was I'm used to like a long, like a ramp down and then a long straight.
Right. Yeah.
And no, this was like steps up.
Yeah.
And then it was a platform ramp until it got to like the last 10 feet, and then it dropped down into a.
Well, they didn't step up, so they came. They
No, there were stairs in the hall.
Right.
They walked up the stairs, and then when they came in, they were already elevated. I just thought it was weird because you got these wrestlers, which I feel like was a great choice because Alexa Bliss coming in at 5 feet of fury. You're not going to see her if you're sitting where I'm sitting.
No, but you will if she's 2 foot off the ground.
She's 2 foot off the ground. Yeah, I thought that was a really, really interesting, but a really great choice in hindsight.
Well, and I guess they did there's some fun interviews where they've been talking to some of the guys after the fact. And John Cena was commenting about it too, like how it was elevated. It's like, you just kind of have to go for it.
Yeah.
Because there wasn't, like, you had the barricades, but they're only,
They're
half tall from where they're at.
Exactly.
So, that was really cool. They do that angled entrance a lot of times in arenas where they're trying to have more seating.
Yeah.
And they did that with the Tropicana Field in Tampa last year for the Rumble. They do that same thing because they don't have to take up as much room.
Yeah.
And they can have more seats, which that's going to be a conversation topic in itself with WrestleMania.
Yeah.
I almost feel like they should do the exact same setup for WrestleMania.
I think so too.
Not do the giant stage. Everybody's like, I love the WrestleMania stages. I know you do.
It's cool,
but it's 4,000 more seats.
Yeah.
To get people to go there, and this was their third highest gate,
I have all of them up. Yeah, I have them all up.
All right, I'll stop talking now. I'm gonna let you guys talk.
That's all right. No, go ahead, Quintin.
What an incredible experience. Did not think I was going to Rumble, but thank God I made it.
Christmas gift, right?
Christmas gifts. And it was so fun just to see just all this, like 67,000 plus fans just going crazy in some of the moments, and me being with them. I had fun sitting next to a couple. We're just chatting it up about everything that's happened. The countdown was fun. And, he's right. Like we don't know how to count because it was hilarious.
It was like it go from like they didn't even give you the 10. It was literally like 10-9.
Yes.
8.
This is a multi-million-dollar production company.
Yeah. They couldn't give you the hard 10 there.
I think was it before Charlotte's where like the screen before somebody's the screen
went blank.
3.
Yeah, it went blank.
Completely black.
We're like, whoa! Yes, it was like a lot of. It was like boo. We're like, what in the world?
It was wild.
We booed the opening match because the screens went black for 10 seconds.
You know what's funny? I thought it was going to be an effect like Nikki Cross was coming out.
I
did think that for a second. She never did, but
No, she didn't.
Unfortunately.
Mr. Optimist over there.
crazy, but
No, boo, you fault. Screw.
Yeah.
but no, overall experience was just great. I give that an A. I mean, and standing, oh my goodness, standing in the cold was worth it. I can tell you.
How long did you wait in the cold?
I would say good, maybe 10 to 15 minutes.
Not where I was.
I think you guys are already in the building. You guys are already in the
walked
building.
right in.
Well, it was funny because they had an area that was apparently the priority pass stuff because you can get early access.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, we still showed up like 45 minutes before showtime, and they just let everybody in there, so we just walked right in the door.
That's exactly what I did.
Okay, so you guys, it was a lot of people, okay, and we were running to the line because
Yeah.
because each line, what happened with each line, they were saying, okay, move to the next line, move to the next line. So we're like,
They're trying to fill in.
yeah. So we're running because like we want to get in there because it's cold.
Yeah, it was
And
pretty chill.
Shout out to my wife.
It wasn't nearly as cold going in as it was coming out.
That's
it was
true.
it was frigid coming out of.
Oh
the
my
bad
God,
boy.
yes.
It was so cold.
But it was real warm in Lucas Oil.
It was, yeah. It was.
Yeah, it was.
Toast.
But shout out to my wife who gave this young man her jacket.
Oh, wow.
It was freezing outside. She gave him her jacket. So shout out to that.
There you go.
Great
There you go.
experience. So glad I was there.
Good. Good. Well, this is my first big event, very similar to Quintin. Like, I've been to, I think I've been to a Clash of Champions and a SummerSlam at Gamebridge, which is like 10, 12,000 people. Because Gamebridge only holds 16 for a basketball game. But then, of course, they cut off like a big chunk of it for like the stage stuff and everything.
I think
like
they
that.
got almost 15 in there for SmackDown.
Did they?
It was really impressive.
Okay. So those are like 15 is probably the biggest show I've ever actually attended. When you're in, a small arena like that, I say small, 15,000 people is a ton of people, but when you're in a smaller arena like that, like you see the ring in the middle, and of course we usually sit in that first set of stadium seating because you can see everything really well, and the ring is like, oh wow, it's really close, you can see everything. I had never been to Lucas Oil Stadium for an actual arena event. The closest I've ever been is when we're there for Gen Con, but they use the entire floor where the field level is for tables and stuff to play like board games. So like where you see the ring and the seats on the floor, that's all like tables and stuff like that. So you don't really understand because no one is in those seats.
Wow, it's beautiful.
You don't understand the magnitude of how big that building is. And then you get 70,000 people in that thing, and it was insane. Yes. The energy was insane. The crowd was really good. The ring looked so small. I mean, I was in the 100 level, and the ring still looked so small. I mainly watched everything on the screen and stuff, but it was cool to be kind of like up at almost the same level as where the hard cam was, because you can also see things going on the floor. For those of you who watch like the PLEs on TV, there's like what's going on in the ring is like 10% of like the production that's going on.
Yeah.
Because like you're looking around and there's like 15 people over here messing with computers and the camera and like another camera over here and a drone and like all of this stuff. And then there's, with the Rumble, there's wrestlers coming in. There's wrestlers going out on the golf cart.
Yeah, that's
like
the
it
first
was
time I've
wild.
seen that, yeah.
It was wild. And it was just a really, really cool experience. It made me proud to be a Hoosier. It made me proud to be an Indy native.
Yes.
I'm really excited about the future SummerSlam and the future WrestleMania to come. I think it's going to be incredible. I mean, Indianapolis, we are a city that is set up. There's one thing that I will get into later that I do think we need some improvement on, but overall, Indianapolis is set up for big events like this. We do huge conventions, we do huge sporting events, and I think that, depending on what the future looks like for sports entertainment in Indianapolis, I think it's going to be a really great place to go. We're only 3 hours from Chicago, and everybody knows Chicago has killer crowds. So we're probably going to pull Chicago people all the time. Mm-hmm. Cincinnati people, people in Kentucky, even St. Louis is only 5 hours away. So, okay. So let me go over these.
What you got there?
I got a question.
Go
just
for it.
real quick. I just thought this on top of my head. Do you think that Indy will ever get a AEW pay-per-view
Yes.
in the Lucas Oil?
I don't think in Lucas
I
Oil.
don't know about Lucas yet.
Yeah, but in Cambridge, I think for sure. Cambridge.
thought about
if
that
AEW does get their growth back, maybe.
Yeah.
But Tony Khan is specifically so All In Texas, for example, is happening at the Texas Rangers baseball stadium.
Yeah.
Because he wants to put on big shows in baseball stadiums because he doesn't think they get enough love. Like he knows in football, they've got football.
Oh, yeah.
WWE
You're right.
is doing the big stadium
shows, yeah. And then they do other things there.
So it allows them to be a little bit different.
Yeah.
And, they could sell 15, 20,000 tickets.
They could do
in
a
baseball
stadium stampede in the same stadium.
Right.
Yeah.
So could they? Sure. Right now, this is a whole discussion itself based on, even if you look at our November one, WWE versus AEW, AEW's not drawing the crowds that they were. And part of it is because WWE is on a hot streak right now. They just really are.
They are. And this is around the time that you're absolutely right, but this is also around the time when WWE starts to spike in attendance because you got the Rumble, you got Chamber, it's Mania season.
Yep.
Yeah. So after April, it starts to decline a little bit, and then it kind of ramps up when you get closer to the big guys.
Which is why you'll see both SummerSlam and hopefully All In see really good surges in tickets. This year's SummerSlam, I think, is in Detroit. It's a 2-night event.
Yeah.
and then All In
Nice.
is going to be
SummerSlam.
as again it's in Texas instead of
Detroit,
London.
hey, Detroit's only 3.5 hours away, guys. That's all I'm
But they're
saying.
doing Forbidden Door in London this year, so that it's going to be good stuff. Like in general, it's a whole conversation for another.
Yep.
But it's a good point. When
Yeah.
we come to Lucas Oil, I don't know. I expect they'll do a pay-per-view at
Cambridge.
Cambridge.
Yeah.
Especially now.
Well,
that
they already
run
do the-
TV at the fairgrounds and at the new Fishers Event
Yeah,
Center.
that's what I was going to say. They've already done a couple of good
Shows.
selling and shows in Indy in a couple of different locations. So
They sold 4,000 or 5,000 to Fishers Event
Yeah.
Center, which is
Yeah, that was a
great.
good show.
That's great.
I wish I was there, but yeah.
Yeah, that was great. Okay, so let me go over some stats real quick. Now, these are like gate stats and just the influence that the Royal Rumble had in the city of Indianapolis. So this is not like this is not a match review. I just wanted to put that preface out there real quick. So I'll run through these really quick. So the Royal Rumble in Indianapolis 2025 had the largest gate of any single night event in WWE history. So that's previous WrestleManias, previous Royal Rumbles. It had the largest gate of any single night event. There were in attendance, the official count that I have found through actual Indianapolis news sources. So I don't know how inflated it might have been, but 70,347 fans in attendance. They said, per the demographics, they had representatives from every state in the U.S., so 50 states, and 48 countries in Indianapolis for the Rumble, which is crazy. Let's see. The viewership on Peacock for the Royal Rumble was up 14% from last year during the Rumble, which is great.
My dad's not a pro wrestling fan, and he watched it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, just
'cause
it's
it
in
was
Indy.
here.
It's in Indy. Yeah. Merch sales. Let's see. Merch sales were up more than 95% from last year's record-breaking Royal Rumble. Then they had 94% of their sponsorship, or they had sponsorship revenue up 94% over the 2024 records. And then let's see, I think that's and then of course, one of the best moments of the night trended on social media more than any other social media post WWE has ever put online. Braun Breaker
And Roman Reigns.
No. Braun Breaker
smearing
murdering
ISO speed, just
My bad.
turning that kid into a grease stain on that mat. So that's just some fun stats from the weekend. Oh yeah. I mean, the thing is, like, that's just a lot of bad rug burn is what that is, just from taking that bump. But Braun hits hard and he moves fast, but he is a guy kind of like Brock Lesnar, who he's going to take care of you. Like, it's going to look like he just destroyed you.
Oh yeah,
But I saw Speed come out on the thing, and he's selling so hard. It was so good on the back of the golf cart. He is selling. He's just laying in the golf cart. Oh God, so good,
I did
so
think
good.
Kai. I thought Kai was going to be part of it.
Yeah,
Oh yeah. Well, he's already taken. Is it Speed or Kai that's already taken bumps so far? I know Speed has.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't really even know those guys very well.
either.
I don't either. I just
But one of the funniest things about this, I've heard this from so many people. Even my 7-year-old was like,
Yeah.
"That's Speed."
yes,
like
the kid, like
Yeah, I
my
don't know who
sister.
it
Oh my
is.
god!
Yeah.
I'm like, you know this?
Not our
guy?
generation. This is when we know we're old, guys.
Yeah.
This is when
But isn't that's just good for WWE though? Because
Yep.
all these
Yeah,
these
they've got a
guys.
new generation and demographic, and honestly, I think that is, I know, love him or hate him, I know a lot of people hate him, but the influence that Logan Paul has had on the WWE
Yeah.
is what's bringing guys like that
yeah.
into the fold, which is great because it's great for promotions, it's great for crossover stuff and fun, like outside of the ring content and stuff like that. So who knows what that might look like. So do you guys want to do a breakdown of like all of the entrants or anything? Do we just want to
Oh,
kind of
goodness,
talk?
no.
I feel like 60 people plus the 5-6 other people that were in matches that night. There were a lot of people. There were a lot of people featured, and honestly, there were a lot of people that weren't featured.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that.
No, let's look. There were people that we wish were there.
Yeah,
There were some
yeah.
people like Shotzi who got bumped.
Yeah.
In order
Oh,
for
I
us
didn't
to
know
get
that.
yeah, she got bumped. Well, they brought her in hopes that they'd get the deal done with Alexa Bliss.
Yeah.
And then when they got the deal done, they pulled her to put Alexa in.
Yeah.
Was it true about Blair too? About
Blair
Nikki?
Davenport?
They
Or-
said that Nikki took her spot.
Oh,
That's what I read.
Ella and Blair Davenport?
Yeah, that's what I read.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
I had heard possible that like Becky Lynch was discussed quite a bit, but
Yeah.
she wasn't even in town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's start with the women's rumble.
Yeah.
In itself.
That's the
Like,
first. That's the first match of the night. Who was Io Sky and Liv Morgan were the first two in.
Yes, and they were in it the majority of.
Yeah, I think
that was
three-quarters of the way through that
incredible.
match.
The only woman who went longer was
Roxanne,
Yeah.
my girl, one of my
Was
picks.
she number 3?
She was 3,
Yeah,
yeah.
One of my picks.
But we're talking seconds. Like they were showing Io and Liv were
Yeah.
like 15 seconds apart because Io went out and then I think Nia eliminated like 8 people all at once.
Oh, yeah, it
and
was
Liv
crazy.
was in that pile of people.
Yeah, it was crazy.
And then Roxanne went out later. So
Yeah.
Roxanne looked really good. They all looked really good.
Yeah.
Liv, the tease of the possibility of Liv and Alexa was really good.
That was
Yeah,
But then
yeah.
now they've moved Alexa over to SmackDown.
right. I was like,
Yeah.
what?
That may have just been a nah.
Yeah.
We'll come back to that
Yeah,
later,
yeah.
which I'm totally fine with. Who else? Obviously, they let Nia look like a beast.
Yeah, she looked great. She looked
did.
great in that ring.
I love Nia.
Chelsea Green and Piper
That
Niven,
was-
100%. They I don't know if you noticed it. The Wicked callback between the two
Yeah,
of them.
yeah.
Loved that. There's
Yeah.
a great little tease there.
Chelsea Green. So there were tons of incredible spots in that women's
Yeah.
rumble. Chelsea Green, and we'll talk about our favorite, like my favorite part of that match. Your favorite
Yes.
part of the MVP of that match.
Chelsea.
No, yeah.
Chelsea Green
I
was
can
the
agree.
MVP of that match.
She's got some cheers.
She had first off, she had a huge pop.
Oh yeah.
Second of all, she had more single incredible moments in that
Yeah,
match
interaction, yeah, she
than
did.
anybody else.
Yeah.
Like everybody did their kind of thing like they do in the Rumble and stuff. But she the fact that she came out and throws everybody onto the apron and then just like she had that like cheer thing when she actually
cracking
eliminated a couple, like she actually got the first elimination in that match.
I believe she did.
She did. And oh my
Shout out
gosh.
to B-Fab.
I love everything about that lady. She is so funny. She is so funny. So
No
anyway,
one thought B-Fab was going to go very far.
no.
Triple H, this
No.
is your fault. No, I'm just-
Yeah, it's Triple H's fault that B-Fab is
B-Fab.
B-Fab. Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah, when she stepped in the middle of Bianca, B-Fab,
No.
who was it? Naomi.
B-Fab. It was my big Glamazon girl.
Oh, from NXT.
NXT.
Yes.
There was 4 of them. She was in the middle of all 4.
Yeah,
of
but
them.
it wasn't-
Oh, it
B-Fab
wasn't
was-
B-Fab.
yeah, yeah.
It wasn't B-Fab. You're right.
What are
Naomi.
you talking about? I cannot.
Oh,
remember her
my
name.
girl,
Lash
Jada.
Legend. Oh,
Yeah.
Jada Parker was the
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Lash Legend was the other one.
Last lessons, yes.
When
love her.
when Chelsea was standing in between all 4 of them.
That was a good
was,
moment. That was a great moment.
I love Chelsea Green. I love her so much.
That was
she
a
is-
shocking thing that he
so
had
funny.
them do that spot too. That I was like,
All right. Well, I'm going to jump right into your favorite moment then. My favorite moment of that whole thing
Yeah.
was Jordan Grace doing that rolling Samoan thing to Piper Niven.
It was a Death Valley driver.
Yeah. Well,
It was a legitimate Death Valley
yeah.
driver.
Yeah. She does it so weird though. But
well, and Piper Niven is the momentum like shot like
Almost threw Jordan out of the
slingshot.
I didn't say, yeah.
Yeah, I would have. Now I will say that's a really interesting idea for a bump to
Yeah.
get out of a rumble is to do a Death Valley driver and then wah! Oops. Okay. Yeah, that she looked great.
Jordan
Grace looked great.
incredible.
Yeah, she was moving too.
Yeah.
Okay, Quentin.
I had like several moments, but anyway.
It's okay.
Did you have one significant moment?
Yes.
You were just like this.
Yes, and that was Alexa Bliss. I did not expect her when I saw her name, I just marked out
Yeah.
because there were talks of her not about her contract,
Oh, yeah.
or not and all of that stuff. So I was like, okay, she's not going to be there. But when I saw her, I was like, pop of the night.
Yeah.
It was the pop. Of the
It was the
100%.
pop. It was the pop of the night for sure. My favorite moment as well. Alexa Bliss coming in. Funniest part was I text our friend Brian Daniels from A Bunch of Marks. I actually commented about this on their most recent recording when they reviewed for the Rumble.
Hour and 48 minutes.
Oh my gosh, it was crazy. It was crazy. It was fun.
Yeah.
It was a good time with those guys, but they are nuts. But what's so funny was Brian in the episode, he was talking about like nobody knew Alexa Bliss was coming back and she was such a huge, and I said, excuse me. If you'll remember, I text Brian before the show. They were still doing pre-show. And I said, I cannot wait until Alexa Bliss comes back in. And he goes, it's not going to happen. She didn't get her contract negotiated or anything like that. I was like, all right, dude.
Yeah.
All right. When she came out, I can tell you, it was the most excited I have been in a very long time at a wrestling event. I jumped out of my seat. I literally, she came in halfway into the Women's Rumble. I almost lost my voice at the beginning of that show.
It's almost done.
I was losing my mind.
21,
Something like
20,
that.
21?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. It was the coolest.
Yes.
The jacket that she came out
Oh, that
with.
was nice. I want that jacket.
I do too. I did not know that they were going to have the merch store open on Sunday because they had her new Lily shirt.
Oh.
And if I would have known, I would have for sure been back downtown buying that merch. Anyway, she came out with this really cool jacket, black leather jacket like she used to wear with Bray, and it said Fiend for Life.
Yeah.
But if you looked at it, it also had a white little R and a white little S that spelled out Friends for Life.
Yeah.
I thought it was really cool that she came back with the whole Lily getup. And then later on when I saw that, I was like, man, what a tribute. Like that. I love it. I love it.
Again, where we were right by the
Yeah.
entrance, and I saw the jacket from where we were at. I was like, okay, I'm kind of emotional right now.
Yeah. I don't know what's going to happen with her going to SmackDown. I know, obviously, like
Allow me to play the heel.
I want to see her
She beat
join the Six.
She beat up Fairy. Goodness gracious.
Oh, LeRae, Candice LeRae.
LeRae.
Yeah. She's in the Elimination Chamber match, which is cool.
I honestly wanted to see the goddess
The God
Alexa Bliss because I mean,
Oh,
but
okay.
even though I'm fine with Lily, because I mean, we'll see. I mean, in hopes she'll get mixed up with the Wyatt Six if they are planning to do anything with them again.
They let go of the Final Testament, so who are they going to feud with now?
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah. But
Yeah.
Split.
Anyway, and of course, we get through all of these really, really cool and fun moments, and then we all swore Becky Lynch or AJ Lee was coming back. Swore.
Becky Lynch was my pick. I didn't think AJ was there at all.
Quentin was texting me all night about AJ Lee coming back, and the people that were sitting in front of me
We're convinced too.
were convinced.
he was next to me.
Just
He was
dead set AJ Lee. I'm like, AJ
It's
is
because
not
of
coming
Punk.
back.
That Punk gave me hope. Okay.
Yeah.
The stuff that he was saying, and they kept mentioning it. I'm like, okay, maybe we're gonna get her. Maybe we're gonna get her.
Yeah.
But he's CM Punk.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So we did get a returning Nikki Bella. She looked great.
She did.
My buddy, I ran into a friend of mine yesterday. Actually, we were talking about the Rumble, and he was like, I mentioned that Alexa Bliss got the biggest pop of the night. He was like, "Are you sure it wasn't like Charlotte or Alexa? Or, I mean, are you sure it wasn't Charlotte or Nikki?"
I said
was
Nikki
like,
got the second. Maybe?
I said, "You sat on the
Behind her?
floor, so maybe it sounded different." I sat in the first set of bowl seats. No, Alexa Bliss had the biggest pop. But, Nikki looked good. She came in and did her thing for a little bit, eventually got eliminated.
and I got no problem with Charlotte winning this round.
Yeah. I mean, we kind of...
Charlotte.
predicted it.
I know I don't have a problem. That's the queen.
Yeah.
The woman of the WWE. Okay.
Yeah.
It's true.
It is true.
So, I mean, even
is true.
that's a discussion like Deb and I've had. Like we are pretty definitive on the fact that she's the best women's wrestler, like in all of professional wrestling right now.
Yes.
She might get a little old from the aspect of seeing championships on her, just like John Cena did and just like Ric Flair did. But she's been gone a year. She's worked really hard to rehab her knee.
Yeah.
she'll be a great attraction at WrestleMania.
Yeah,
whether
she's
or
a
not
good
she's
pull.
the winner or not.
She's a good pull. Yeah.
No problem.
Yeah,
It's
I agree.
Charlotte
I agree. And we can
No,
talk
it's
about
Charlotte Flair.
yeah.
We get it.
We can
No,
talk
I'm talking about
Yeah,
for
right.
those of you who are hating on it. It's Charlotte Flair.
Yeah. Well, and one of the points
Dance.
we can talk about this till the cows come home, just this
know.
one match. But two things that I mentioned when I was talking with Brian and friends is that one thing that bothers me about Charlotte, and always has, is that she has done very much the opposite of what the other women who came into the WWE around the same time that she was. She has never really, I mean, you had the Queen, Charlotte Flair, but she has never really reinvented her character. It has
Well, that's
always
true.
been
The Queen.
this Charlotte Flair that we have now.
Yeah.
With some wardrobe changes is really it. And I think
And
that
looks.
a lot of people are also stale on her character in general, because you look at Bayley's progression has shifted massively.
Mercedes.
You look at Mercedes Moné, shifted massively.
Becky
You
the
look
Man.
at Becky Lynch, shifted massively. And these are the women that were part of that whole four horsewomen of the WWE, which brought up our other point, which was we think that Charlotte Flair needs a female heel stable.
Yes.
She needs to do a
Yes.
four horsewomen
Yeah.
of the WWE
Yeah.
without the people that we kind of know of coming up. Like throw Tiffany Stratton in there, or throw, you know what I'm saying? Like put some people in there that she can help build, just like an Evolution or
Yeah.
four horsewomen.
I think
four
that's
horsemen,
good.
That sort of thing. I think she would kill in that sort of
Well, that's a-
that sort of role.
Tiffany Stratton, Roxanne Perez.
Yes, that's all I'm saying. Like get some good heat in there. Get
Yeah.
some good heat. So anyway,
I would say though, should I guess like for Cena,
Yeah.
Cena, isn't sometimes maybe a good thing that a character doesn't change?
yeah.
I mean-
if you sell out every T-shirt you ever produce, yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
You just keep rocking it.
Yeah.
Charlotte's not that person.
Well, no. I guess what I'm saying, as far as a heel, I'm saying Charlotte will always be,
Yeah.
just like Rick will always be
right,
Rick.
but
Yeah,
right,
she's not meant to be a merch mover though.
right. Yeah,
So-
but what I'm
She's
saying
not even
is
a good baby face to me.
What I'm saying is, if you're not going to change her character, if it's always going to be
Yeah.
this version of Charlotte Flair that we will always and forever and in perpetuity have, you have to change something.
Go darker, I guess.
Surround her by something.
Make her a nasty heel,
Yeah.
because
least give her-
everybody wants her to be a heel.
At least get her in a tag team, because then you can
Yeah.
put her like against Bianca and Naomi or
Yeah,
whatever. Like, it's an
exactly.
interesting
Let her go up against Raquel Rodriguez and Liv, and yeah, I think something like that would give it a little more variety and flavor. Is all I'm saying.
Next match.
Yeah, is the tag team championship match with the Motor City Machine Guns and DIY in a 2 out of 3 falls match for the titles.
Which was, in my opinion, poorly placed on this paper.
100%. I do not believe it should have even been on the page.
Exactly, because
That's my position.
That said, the Motor City Machine Guns entrance might have been the best entrance of the night.
It was good.
I
It was
missed
very
so
good.
good.
I missed everything because I was too busy getting my wife and sister's food. So I really couldn't. And the lines and all
You're
that.
a good guy, Quentin. You're a good guy.
The ending of it was the best, because getting to see
I missed the.
the heel Street Profits thing,
Street
tossing the
Profits.
machine guns, and then also attacking DIY.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's an interesting story.
Yeah.
But
It's a shift that they needed to make with the
Well, let's-
Her
street.
business.
Well,
let's
it's
just hope
yes,
that they do something.
Yes,
I know.
it's a shift they needed to make with the Street Profits a long time ago.
Right, but they tried that before and they didn't do nothing with it.
No, they put the Street Profits with Bobby and MVP. They never turned those guys proper heel.
No, they didn't. This is one. So this match, and it is guaranteed to be a banger match.
Yeah.
When you look at everything else that was on this particular card.
Yeah.
This explains why they put high-profile matches on the surrounding television shows.
Yeah.
There's a reason why you see, like, Gunther as World Heavyweight Champion defend on Raw instead of on Backlash.
Yeah.
There's a reason why
Yeah.
these tag titles should have been defended on SmackDown as
Yes.
the main event instead of putting them on the pay-per-view.
I
And
agree.
it has nothing to do with the talent that are there. It's that you guys were given 20 minutes right after the Women's Rumble, which
Right.
was already an hour and 15.
Yeah.
And then right after you was this chaotic ladder match. Like you
Right.
you were going to look the weakest, but they got on the card, and the Motor City Machine
good,
Guns
yeah.
were in the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
in their
Royal
first
Rumble,
two
right.
months,
Yeah.
Like
yeah. And it was a good. The thing is,
It's a great
it was
match,
a good
yeah.
match.
I don't
it was
know.
a banger match.
I
as
know
far
you
as
don't know.
like,
Quit saying it. We know.
as far as the actual like content of the match, it was very good.
Very good.
And I do like the ending. I like the swerve ending. I think it was good. Well, and I think the match was actually over. And then
No, the Street Profits actually cost Motor City.
because they
pushed
attacked
Motor City,
DIY. They attacked DIY
No, they
with the
attacked
crutch.
Motor City when they weren't paying attention. When the ref wasn't paying attention.
Who'd they hit with the crutch?
After
DIY,
that,
yeah,
they
after,
attacked DIY.
Oh, okay. Well, then okay.
You
so-
weren't paying attention either. Were you getting food too?
No, I was probably just blinking. Okay. Yeah, I would agree with everything you said, Josh. I don't think this match should have been on that card. I think you could have not had it at all on the card, and you could have put it on a SmackDown, and it would have been great on SmackDown. 2 out of 3 falls before, especially at a sold out Game Bridge.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on now. Put some heat in there.
Yeah.
The main event they did for that, which I enjoyed, was
Fatu, right?
Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga versus
Damian.
Damian Priest and LA Knight that they set up that night.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
why didn't we just do the tag match?
Yeah.
Like, give it the last.
Like, give
35
us a
minutes of the
real
show.
tag match. Yeah, 2 out of 3. Yeah. Anyway,
I enjoyed
great-
SmackDown, but it was a
great
weird
match.
main event.
Yeah, great match, but it is what it is. Okay, third match of the night. You have the WWE Universal Champ ladder match,
Boy.
and Kevin trying to go Timmy 2 belts, while Cody's trying to get his Winged Eagle belt back. Suspended 2 title belts above whoever, of course, if you've watched the ladder match, whoever descends from the ladder with both belts wins. This was probably my favorite match of the night.
It was
insane. And I don't know what chiropractor those guys work with that allowed them to be on Raw and SmackDown the following week. But he's worked miracles because these dudes abused.
I could say
these
Kevin Owens
ladders.
was literally on Raw. I'm like,
Right.
The black eye that Kevin Owens had on Raw when he attacked Sami Zayn.
that was awesome.
Like,
That was just crazy.
wow.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
Kevin Owens, I don't know if anyone else has noticed this, but I certainly have, has a habit of setting up his own destruction.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of the thing, though, right? Like, if you set up the table, 9 times out of 10, you're going to
The
go through.
ladder.
Nobody has done it as well or badly, depending on whose side you're on.
Yeah.
As Kevin Owens.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the A-shaped the ladder being down on its side before he gets back body dropped.
Oh,
onto
my
it.
gosh. That hurt me so bad. Like, watching that happen.
And then the use, which I loved Simon Miller's review on this, commenting about the 4-foot ladder. That
Yeah.
really looked like somebody put in there as a joke.
Yep.
And yet he still managed to make it almost one of the worst looking ladder shots in the whole show.
Yeah.
Just like baseball batting
Just
Cody
smack
Rhodes,
the
man.
crap out of him, yeah.
My wife, she made her comments early in the show. Obviously, she cheered louder for Kevin Owens than anyone else for the entire night during his entrance. It is because this is why she claims she's the heel. He's done nothing but tell the truth. Why are people
True.
booing him?
And
That's true.
and she hates the bloodline.
So much.
Okay.
So anything that goes against the bloodline,
Acknowledgement.
she will
not the
right. She'll root for Drew McIntyre. She'll root for KO because of that deep-seated disdain that they both have for the bloodline.
I wish Kevin Owens. I actually going for Kevin Owens. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a
Because-
Cody Rhodes mark, and I wanted Kevin Owens to win.
He's a Cody Crybaby guy.
I did not. I did not.
But I just because I felt like he needed this win. I mean, he's always losing. He's been losing.
Yeah, but that still means we're gonna get Sammy and Kevin.
But we've seen that. Okay, wait. Okay, guys. People be complaining about Rhea and Charlotte and then Roman and Cody, but we've literally seen Kevin. And they can put on banger matches. I'm just saying, we've seen that like 100 times.
Yeah, and it never gets old. I'll watch it 100 more times.
And I look forward to seeing Cena and Orton again this year too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That one's been played worse than a VHS that was from the 1980s.
That's a fact. The only thing that might be more is if Copeland comes back. Yeah, like if Adam came back and fought Cena, it would be.
That's too bad, though, too, about him. He left, but damn. Anyway.
He's not too bad. I'm so glad.
No, he's doing good stuff over there. So winner, Cody Rhodes. After a nasty Alabama slam through a table that was suspended between.
Through a ladder.
Right.
Or that's what I meant. Sorry, through a ladder that was suspended between the ring and the announcing table.
Looked like a legitimate injury. I was scared too. I was like,
that looked less bad, less worse. It didn't look nearly as intense, is what I'm trying to say.
No.
As when Kevin Owens dumped Cody from the top rope.
that was so good.
I saw him hit that. I was like,
I thought they were going to call a match. I thought they were going to call it there, and they did a great job of selling it.
That was so good.
You know,
I don't think they had to sell much.
From where you were at, it may not have, and even from where I was, it didn't look that terrible.
Yeah.
When you watch playback of it from Peacock, and see him go through that ladder,
that
from behind.
Oh yeah,
like his head went in between two of the ladder steps on the way down.
Yeah, it looked good. It looked great.
Although,
those two guys,
they are so matched, but they had me go. I thought we was going to get a Sammy heel because I'm waiting. I'm like, Sammy, do it,
no,
do it,
Kevin's
and he
already a heel.
just watched him.
Kevin's already the heel in that, so you have to have Sammy save face so that you can get your Sammy Kevin Owens. But of course, that's looking ahead of what we already know, right?
Right.
What we're saying is you're wrong.
I know. I'm just saying. I thought
never.
Tribal Chief is never wrong. I'm just saying. I thought Sammy, with all the stuff that Seth Rollins been saying and Drew and everybody else, I thought he was gonna okay, this is it.
No, I'm still throwing that out in the ether. Drew McIntyre, Kevin Owens, Seth Rollins, a heel faction.
Yes, come on. I'm with that.
That'd be good.
Yeah,
I'm with it. I'm with it.
That'd be good. All right. So last match of the night, men's Royal Rumble.
So awesome.
Yeah. Yep. I can't remember who came in first for that one.
Penta. No, Rey Mysterio.
Rey Mysterio
Rey
and
and
Penta.
What a moment, I believe.
I about lost my voice because the music hit, and there's some serious controversy going on right now with Def Rebel and their not great music. And that music hit for Penta, which of course he's brand new. Like he's been with WWE for a month now.
Yep.
And
He's
the
knocking it out of the
music
park,
hit,
guys.
and I'm like, what is this? And then when I started to see some of the logos on the screen, I legit stood up and yelled OMG like 6 times. And Deb's like, what's going on? I went, it's Penta. And she's like, what?
Yeah.
And sure enough, we got Penta and Rey Mysterio.
That shot alone is like, whoa. So I'm interested. I want that. I want that match.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Look it up on Lucha Underground.
I didn't. I watched his interview with Chris, and he talked about.
Yeah.
I didn't know
Look
they
up
had
his
matches.
match with Black Widow, aka Chelsea Green. Absolutely.
It's so good.
Eos, yes.
Yeah, and
I saw that
Sane-
match actually. I saw
Kyrie
Eos.
Sane as well.
Yes.
believe so, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
I saw
on
the
Lucha
Io
Underground.
Sky match.
Yeah.
Yes,
one-
great.
The one with Chelsea Green is insane.
By the way,
She
I
goes
wish
through
we would do
at
more of
least-
those matches. Intergender.
Intergender?
I wish we'd do
I hate them.
You don't like them?
Personally, I hate them. But
They have to legitimately be in the right position. Like, and Lucha Underground was one of those shows where I'm like, I'm all right with
they
it.
break all the rules. Yeah, they broke all the rules, and you're just kind of like, okay, yeah. Like we've been to Squirt Circle Expo, and they've had intergender matches.
Yeah.
And my thing
House of
is,
Heat wrestling.
I just want to make sure everybody's being taken care of.
Yes.
If it tells a good story, I'm okay with it. I just don't want people to get beat up for being beat up.
Yeah,
sake.
sure.
Like I just
I'll give Sky Blue credit because that was the one we saw the Black
It was
Widow
so
from.
good. It was so good. Where's her mom? Where's her mom? That was
Yes.
so funny.
Oh, Sky
Anyways,
Blue. Yeah.
Yes.
But-
1 and 2, Penta, Ray. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Favorite moment of the men's rumble for me was the the shot, the out of focus shot when they had Seth Rollins front of camera and Roman Reigns over his shoulder, just having that, what are you doing here? Like stupid look on his face.
Yeah.
And you knew they were finally going to get into it. That was probably I'll have to say second, because when they did this is when the 90-second rule got broken again.
Oh,
When
yeah.
it was Roman Reigns who took his whole 2 minutes to come down.
Yeah.
And then Seth Rollins was right behind it. And then CM Punk was right behind
Oh,
it.
yeah.
No. I think Seth Rollins came after it.
so it was Punk and then
Cena.
Rollins?
It was Roman and Cena, Punk and Rollins.
Okay, so it's the four of them.
Yeah.
Which, if you've not seen this clip online,
I
where
know exactly what clip you're talking about.
Punk is standing there with Cena and Reigns and goes, "Which one are you, pretty boy?"
That was awesome. Yeah, he said, "I'm so pretty."
I'm a pretty boy.
I'm so pretty.
I'm so excited. Yeah. John Cena doing his best work. I'm just saying.
MVP
That
of the
man.
night, John Cena. Because
Yes.
I don't think I saw him get any real offense in until the final two.
Yes.
But he
Right.
was selling his butt off.
Yes.
He
For
took
Jay.
every high flyers move that was there. Logan
Yeah.
Paul, Rey Mysterio.
Yeah.
Did some stuff to it.
Yeah.
Every time I'd look for Cena, he's laying down, ready to get jumped on.
Yeah.
So much went into that men's Royal Rumble. It's like, whoa. Man.
Yeah, I think probably, we talked about it earlier. One of my favorite parts of that match was definitely Braun Breaker snapping Speed in half with that stinking spear shoulder tackle was insane. Seeing shades of old Cena with Jay and Logan on top of his shoulders.
That was awesome. That was a good spot.
Was a really good spot. And I love the controversy. I don't know how much of a work it was, but I love the controversy of like LA Knight having to get in his stuff and like Drew giving.
What is that? I thought it was Damien he was upset
He
about.
was upset with LA Knight because he was in the way when Damien was running behind Drew, because Drew was throwing somebody out, and right behind him was Damien to toss him over, and Drew bumped into LA Knight because he was in the way.
Because LA Knight was fighting off Logan, getting it. So Drew was mad because he's like, LA Knight's over here getting in all of his stuff over here while Damien's actually trying to.
They clearly got over because then they just joked about
Oh, that was great. It was great too.
Yeah, on SmackDown. Yeah.
Oh, let me get in my stuff. LA Knight. Yeah, it was good.
So I about got killed by my wife because she, number one,
I love that.
cheered her, like just her head exploded when CM Punk eliminated Roman Reigns. And I looked at her like, "Oh, you better careful. You've been cheering on CM Punk." And I thought she was going to kill me at that point. Sorry, I'm wrong. I'm wrong. Because then she cheered almost louder when Logan Paul eliminated CM Punk. So that
Wait, Dr. Deb, you don't want CM Punk?
no.
CM Punk?
Don't.
He's better than Daniel Bryan.
Well, yeah, that's actually true. He is better than Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
He's not better than Bryan Danielson, but he is better
fact.
than Daniel Bryan.
He's better than Bryan Danielson.
I do not agree with him, my leader.
That's right.
No.
That's right. Any opinions that are expressed by Quintin are not the opinions of the Stable Podcast. Yeah.
Didn't I already tell you were wrong?
I am right. 4-day chanting.
Speaking of controversy, I have not gone back and watched any videos from other people because I'm pretty sure WWE is trying to scrub the internet of them. But Penta,
Oh my goodness.
Penta was eliminated very early on in this match.
and yet
He was not.
he was not.
Because I have seen, like I told Deb, I said, I watched it back a couple of times. And the one thing that might get him out of this is that his like full right foot was down and his left toes were down. I don't know if his heel went down.
Yeah.
And that's very much that,
Everybody was calling.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just like, Deb, you know what? Just let him play. There's no way he's winning this match.
Yeah.
Nobody thinks Penta's winning this match. Let him play. So someone could argue that both feet fully, both
I thought I saw
fully
both
touched
feet
the
too.
ground.
Yeah.
I thought exactly, but it's a hard one. But I agree. I think he was
They
eliminated.
did a good job of washing it away.
Because even
Yeah.
when you see him pull his feet up, like
Yeah.
you can tell he's like wanting to bite the bottom rope. Like,
Yeah.
he had one job.
You say Cena's an MVP. I think Jacob Fatu was an MVP in this because the amount you talk about Chelsea Green with all the interactions. I think Fatu.
He looked good.
Like he had
was a lot of fun to
You can put a
watch.
match with him with anybody, any dream match. Him and Penta.
I think he eliminated 8. Was it 8?
I think he tied Reigns. I think he and Roman both had 8.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
6 actually.
Okay, whatever. It was
4?
It was a lot because Nia Jax had.
Oh,
That's what it
4.
was.
Yeah, 4.
7.
Yeah.
Nia Jax had 8.
Yeah, and 4. Yeah, they got 4. Both.
He had 12 eliminations.
29.
We don't even know 29 others,
lost?
and he still lost to his cousin who showed up
Oh,
right
he
after.
eliminated himself.
Yeah. Oh, that was the 29th. Got it. Duh. Sorry.
But
We
I
can't
think
count.
Fatu looked so. I think they did a good job. He looked great. I mean, I know you was talking about that how he was going to have a good showcase.
Oh, yeah.
And he did.
Jacob Fatu should be in the United States Championship match at Mania,
Yes.
in my opinion.
Yeah, he's got time.
I mean,
Set it up.
Yeah.
Set it up.
also, I mean, y'all talk about Braun and Speed. I'm talking about Braun and Roman because that right there was like.
Oh, it looked good.
Roman, it
It
I was
looked
scared.
good.
I was like, oh my God, are we getting this match? Because, like, when he speared him, I was like, oh,
Yeah, it was
shoot.
good.
And Paul.
His face.
Paul Heyman.
His face too. He sold that so well.
Two more highlights for me for sure. Number one, thank the good Lord that the phenomenal AJ Styles is back.
Yes.
As
a
the
face.
phenomenal AJ Styles.
Yeah.
And the theme song.
The theme song, all of it, the fireworks. My son was
Well,
the guy he was looking forward to.
The
Like,
OC's
They don't
gone,
want
so
God.
he's got nobody to be a heel with.
Yep. Look forward to seeing them return with the Elite, please, because that'll just be fun.
Yeah.
Have fun again.
Yeah.
Anyways, and then number 2 to that, the guy I was looking forward to, number 15, Joe Hendry.
Oh,
Yes.
that was good. He got a good pop. He got a
Great
good
pop, yeah.
He got a really good one. And if you haven't seen Sheamus, just sitting there watching him hit the standing ovation finisher of his, that choke slam
Yeah.
that he does, there's a clip of Sheamus just sitting in the corner, like smiling, watching him before Roman chucks him out.
Yeah.
And when you saw the stats that were going around on Twitter, like the people with the most eliminations, Sheamus retweeted it and said, longest time believing in Joe Hendry.
Oh, that's good. That's good stuff.
Love
Yes,
that.
Joe. I thought that was a great pop right there.
I'm looking forward to it. I heard Bully Ray mention on Busted Open that maybe not at Mania, but he thinks that John Cena
Yes.
should challenge Joe Hendry
yes.
for the TNA World Title.
Yes.
Yeah.
Joe Hendry's been calling him out. He wants a match with him. That's a dream match of his.
Man. We do a whole podcast on the relationship with WWE and TNA right now.
Right.
Which, summarized quickly, I think has actually been really good for both sides. So
Yeah.
It has.
Yeah, very much so. Well, and then you get developmental talent like Jordan Grace.
Jordan Grace.
Who's now at WWE?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Is she on the main roster? Is she going to go to NXT for a little
NXT
bit?
first.
Okay, that's what I thought. Which is great
It's a
because
similar thing to what they just like with the Ricky Starks showing up. Almost all of the-
Hey, Tony.
Almost all of these new stars are going to start in NXT because Mania is basically planned out.
Yeah, that's true.
So trying
Yeah.
to put anybody new in is
Yeah.
going to make it difficult. Whereas they could do NXT for a few months and then possibly debut at the Raw after.
Yeah,
So-
that's true.
I'm
That's
hoping
true.
to see Miro, and I'm hoping to see Alistair. Well, okay, Malachi.
Malachi.
Whatever they.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to Cedric Alexander going to join the Hurt Syndicate and
Yeah.
I hope he does.
Yeah.
And
I hope he does.
the Good Brothers hopefully coming back over there as well.
Right.
And
Yeah.
possibly,
Oh my God,
I'd like to see Occam and Razor too. Like, let's see those guys do something outside of WWE as well.
You mean like win a title
I mean,
and hold it for a while?
Anything.
Just
because
work.
The Hurt Syndicate are the current AEW tag champions.
Yeah.
They just had a great killing of the Guns.
Yeah.
And they just teased the murder monsters of Brian Cage and Lance Archer to take on the Hurt Syndicate.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Me.
Yeah,
like-
just beating each other
Oh.
to death.
So yeah. Yes, I'm looking forward to Miro and Malachi or Alistair, whatever, getting their
Yeah.
shots and getting to go back home.
Yeah, I wonder
Yeah,
if
we'll get some good stuff
do you
coming
think
on the
they're
other
going to
side.
bring Rusev back?
Probably.
I mean, I don't think Miro. I mean,
I think it would be smart.
I think
it'll be
so, too.
Rusev.
Rusev Day.
Yeah.
I hate that he is gone from AEW, but on the same note,
And think about this.
They weren't using it. That's that.
we
I mean,
get-
honestly, that's how I feel about AOP too. It's like these are guys that deserve to be active on your roster.
Yeah.
That's why
Like
I'm
Ricky,
I'm never a fan.
Surprised that they dropped him. Like,
Well, I mean, yeah,
Dropped
they
the
just
ball.
They weren't using like. I'm just not a fan of bloating your roster to bloat your roster. Like, there's no reason to have 53 people on your team if you're only going to use 52.
yeah,
You know.
I like Ricky Starks, but I'm just gonna miss him.
Yeah, in AEW. Yeah, he's gonna do. He's gonna do.
different name.
Not yet.
No,
Oh,
he's gonna
okay.
do good stuff in the WWE though.
Yeah, I think he is, especially for
No,
NXT.
it's that's the thing is, yeah, the
That was my-
conversation itself. Like when it comes to like Ray Phoenix, for example, like he's
Can't
being
wait. I
held
hope
he's
he-
being held on due to injury stuff.
Yeah.
I don't agree. I'm just like I'm an AEW fan, but Tony Khan, I'm you know one of our listeners, of course. Let him go. He's not. You're not going to use him. Get him out of there.
Yeah.
Let him go work with his brother. I don't care. But when it comes to some of these other guys who were just griping and moaning, again, like a Ricky Starks, like I believe that both companies should give these guys the opportunity to leave if they want to go. All the companies, like they're independent contractors. If they want to go, they should have an out. They should have an opportunity to get out of their contract if they so choose. Now, I understand that if they're heavily involved in storylines and
that's
future
the-
plans and
yeah.
whatnot, that's a different story. Like, sorry,
Yeah,
we got
like-
a job for you.
Britt Baker's not doing anything, and she's just making people
Come,
mad. Just
come
let
to
her
the WWE.
give.
Come.
Let 'em go.
Well, and I think you bring up a really good point. Like, and I don't know the difference between like how the WWE and how AEW register their wrestlers. I know that for a long
They're
time
both
WWE is
contract.
independent contractors.
Yeah.
I mean, a big thing about independent contractors is being able to set your own hours of operation, right? So if I have 3 little part-time jobs, 2 of which I am an independent contractor. I'm the one who sets my own availability. So if I want to work, I have to tell people, "Hey, I'm available to work this day." Cool. That's the day I'm going to work, right? Or I'm going to work this range of days. Okay, great. I'm going to put you in 2 out of those 3 dates. If you're an independent contractor, I think you should have the option, even if you have a contract that says you're going to fulfill X number of dates. Just like when you have like a cell phone plan or something like that, I think there should just be a penalty to get out of the remainder of your contract.
Like pay a fine.
Pay a fine, or even just say like, hey, just so you know, only X amount of dollars was guaranteed in your contract. You've already exceeded that, so we're going to take the difference out, or whatever. You know what I mean? Out of merch sales or whatever. I mean, whatever it is.
No,
Like,
yeah. So my understanding when it comes to independent contractor status, which is part of the reason why there's court cases about this, blah blah blah. WWE, you're an independent contractor who's on an exclusive deal.
Right.
So you can only work WWE approved stuff. However, WWE also handles all travel and then all work occurred injury for medical. They don't cover your medical insurance, but they cover everything work related. Whereas AEW, they're independent contractors who are under exclusive deals but can work independent dates. But you're to handle your own travel and get reimbursed. You're to handle your own medical and get reimbursed. Versus WWE, and this is part of the reason CM Punk was putting up such a fit, was that WWE, if you're hurt on WWE's dime, they tell you, go to this doctor, go to this time, do this, they handle all of it. And AEW is, you're an independent contractor. We will reimburse it. It is part of our contract, but you need go find your own doctor, go find your own medical. And that's what Ray Phoenix was griped about, is he felt like he got left on his own. Like, all of the wrestlers are doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Read your contract, folks. Like, that's,
Which is
but
kind of surprised with the money that they got down there. I would think
But-
that they would.
it's actually the AEW way is the more standard independent contractor way.
yeah.
It gives you the flexibility to do and work with whoever you want to work with.
Yeah.
Whereas WWE, which is why WWE has kind of been sued a couple times over this, because they are exclusive to WWE and you have to use their medical, they don't that's not really independent.
Yeah, it's almost more of like
So-
you are a full-fledged employee.
You're an employee.
Yeah.
Versus like the EVPs who do behind the scenes work
Yeah.
at AEW. They're considered full-time
Yeah.
employees. They have different benefits,
Yeah.
et cetera. So Anyways, back to the men's Royal Rumble. Jey Uso winning. Absolutely shocked a good majority of us. Though by
Yeah.
the time we got down to the final two,
I mean, I knew that, okay, John Cena is a giving person right now.
Yeah.
He's going to give it to Jay. And also
He's in the business of putting people over too.
Yeah.
yeah. But I do think he will get his main event, and I think he will. I do believe he'll win the Chamber, and
Yeah.
I think he'll get the main event at Mania.
just
I don't know
have
if
a
he'll win it
problem
yet
with-
because that's a whole prediction in itself. Heel Cody could be fun. I don't know how some people will take it because he's like white meat babyface right now, but
Yeah.
Is it time or is it not time?
I think he does it
Because-
after he loses personally.
I do too. I think.
I don't think he's
yeah.
going to lose anytime soon.
I mean, Cena might put him down.
I'm just saying, that's a lot of money. I mean, Cody is like, and he's doing everything.
Oh, I know,
Whatever
which
Cena
is the
does-
same problem that happened with Cena, but Cena went too deep. Cena went years, and then they talked about it, and it was too
Yeah,
late.
it was too late.
Cody's only been there 3 years now.
Yeah, yeah,
Right. Okay.
Not even 3.
yeah.
So
The only way I would see if I want Cody to go heel is if in the match because he can't put Cena down. He has to do something to cheat to win, and I would love that. I would love it.
My theory, and I actually got a little bit of this theory from White Culture Wrestling,
I like
is
White
that
Culture.
is that Cena loses and goes on this, like, because of the words that he used after he lost the Rumble, like, you know, oh, maybe it's just not, the Rumble wasn't my time, you know, but I'm gonna go into the Elimination Chamber ready to win, you know. Like, what if it's just this always constant pursuit of, okay, well, maybe the Elimination Chamber wasn't my time. Well, maybe I can prove myself at WrestleMania by doing something, having a monumental match that's not a championship match. And then, like, all of a sudden you have this rebuilding of John Cena that then leads up to, like, SummerSlam. Have him win at SummerSlam for the last time. Or my theory was have him win at Money in the Bank and walk around with the Money in the Bank briefcase.
that could be fun.
And make his last pay-per-view Survivor Series, have him cash in at Survivor Series, come out on Monday Night Raw to retire, and then somebody challenge him for the title right then and go down, or something like that.
'cause that's
Or
how-
even if you have him win at SummerSlam, have somebody else win the Money in the Bank and wait until the Raw, his last Raw,
that'd
have
be
them
good.
come in and
You can
cash
also,
it in.
you can also
cash
do
it
the
in.
Bryan Danielson, like
Yeah.
when he does finally win a championship. Like, when I lose this, I'm done.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
Oh,
yeah.
like-
yeah.
Which I still think Bryan Danielson will be back, but he was done for now.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I know we keep. I'm not trying to take it. Jey Uso is going to challenge Gunther at WrestleMania.
Yes.
There is absolutely no reason on God's green earth why Jey Uso should not beat Gunther.
Yeah.
And I love Gunther. I think Gunther.
See,
is
that's the
one of
pro- that
most
is-
legitimate things. Look,
He's just not a white hot heel anymore.
he's not. He's not.
all because of the pop that he's getting right now.
He's just not getting much of one.
This is your moment.
Yeah.
Look, I'm going to put the same argument out there right now, and this is not even near the same level. But AEW is getting ready to do Grand Slam in Australia, and the 2 big matches that are going on there are Toni Storm for the Women's Championship.
Timeless Toni.
Storm against Mariah May. Toni is from the area.
Yeah.
She should win.
Give her that
And
title.
on the same note,
Yes.
Harley Cameron, who literally has 1 singles victory,
Yeah.
is getting a TBS championship match because she is super popular right now.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. She should beat Mercedes Moné.
Yes.
And you catch fire on that.
But let me tell you something right now. She will not. She will.
I will mute
She
you.
will fall.
But this is the same argument. You do not lick a gift horse in the mouth. Like, just
Yeah.
do it.
Don't look at one either.
No,
Yeah.
Don't lick
'Cause
it.
kinda-
Don't look at it.
Oh, okay. Does this hurt Jey Uso if he doesn't win?
No.
I don't think so.
I think it promotes Jey Uso if he does win, which is the purpose of him winning.
Yeah.
Because
payoff.
here's the thing, and you guys have all heard my theory, and I think we've all agreed at points. The title should be used for one of 2 things. The title should either be used to elevate a wrestler, or a wrestler should use the title to elevate it.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Right now, Gunther is not being elevated by the title, and the title is not being defended. So it's not. It is. It is.
Yeah, was he just defended against Jay?
Okay, I understand that, but I'm saying like
Not as much as I guess as maybe it should have been. Like Seth Rollins, he didn't do. He didn't work as hard as Seth Rollins been doing.
Most heels don't work as hard as the face champion.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
yes.
I guess what I'm just saying. I guess what I'm
It's not
trying to
doing
say is that
Gunther
it's
any
not doing Gunther
favor.
any. Yeah, it's not doing Gunther any favor, and it's not doing the title any favor with Gunther having it.
That's like when you looked at the Raw and Netflix. We had this discussion too.
Yeah.
The Raw and Netflix.
Yeah.
SmackDown moved to USA. They did everything they could to make Raw on Netflix this big deal.
Right.
Yeah.
And on the first Netflix,
You heavyweight.
the world champion of the show
not
is not on the show.
show.
Like, I'm not putting that on Gunther. I think if they're gonna bring some legitimacy back to the World Heavyweight Championship,
Yeah.
it's time for a change
Yeah.
to do that.
Yeah.
And eventually,
You
Gunther
can
go
thank
back
Roman
and-
for that though.
Yeah.
or
Roman
Gunther
did
goes to
that.
SmackDown and takes it off Cody. You know.
Yeah, whatever.
He made
Yeah,
that
whatever.
champion. Roman made that champion secondary. The close. I felt like they shouldn't have had him say that, but that's just me.
Should have had him do what?
When Roman was doing that, I forgot that promo on Seth Rollins,
Okay.
the heavyweight champion, how he just kind of
He made it the secondary championship.
he just
He did. And
put
then
a foot
Seth-
on that thing. I'm like,
And then Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre had a banger
Yeah.
opening match on Night 2 Mania.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
sorry, it became a workhorse championship almost to the point of the Intercontinental Championship.
right, and I'm
Right.
like,
Almost more than the Intercontinental Championship.
Yeah.
And I believe Gunther has done a great job defending it in
Yeah.
the situations he's been in.
Exactly.
Right.
But it's not, as you said,
Yeah.
elevating
It's
Gunther.
not- yeah,
and as a
nothing is
result,
being
it's not
elevated.
elevating the title.
He's just the standing champ.
But Jay has the confidence to beat Gunther, and I think that's the way to go. So,
He's got the crowd too, man.
boy, we've already been going over an hour.
I know.
So what do
I
you?
know.
What?
Well, okay. Give me one prediction for Elimination Chamber and or WrestleMania.
So I generally think that John Cena is going to win the Elimination Chamber, but, and this is controversial, I think CM Punk should win it because I think Cody and CM Punk is way more interesting than John Cena and
Yeah.
CM Punk.
fan wise or business wise.
Just fan wise, generally speaking, the promos that we would see between
Yes.
those two,
Yeah.
they'd light up the world.
Yeah.
Right, 'cause I think Cena can gonna cut up Cody.
I mean, goodness, see the promo that Punk did on Cody, like, you are stressed out. Look at what this title's doing to you. And
It's turning your hair white.
so that's a controversial take. But I think
I like
that
it.
I think that CM Punk winning is the one that makes for a better match.
Favor.
Well, and that's why, yeah, somebody talking about the triple threat tease.
Yeah.
That if he doesn't win it, he's going to call it his favor.
Yeah.
But see, you call it in the favor. Do
Who
you
do
go
you-
for
who
the
are
world
you-
title match, or I want Roman Reigns?
Yeah.
Cody and Roman Reigns, not Cody, sorry, CM Punk and Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns is a main event level talent now. He has taken that position
Yeah.
of the Undertaker at Mania. You get Roman Reigns is just like you getting the Taker at Mania.
I guess, but yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I like it. I
That's
like
my
it.
prediction.
Quentin.
All right. For Elimination Chamber, I think I think Roman Reigns will cost Seth Rollins or CM Punk, one of them, which is probably more so Seth Rollins. I think he'll cost him the match.
Okay.
As far as WrestleMania, I do think we get Cena versus Cody. We'll see how that goes.
Okay. All right. So for my Elimination Chamber match, because we haven't brought it up, I'm going to switch gears just a little bit. I think that Io Sky has a very strong chance of winning Elimination Chamber by a final qualifying match of a bunch
last
of
chance.
like a last chance qualification. I think it would be really interesting if they added the caveat that obviously behind the scenes, but like if you are in last, you start the match, and not in a chamber.
Say Io Sky.
Yeah,
Yeah. So Io lost her qualification.
Right, I know that.
Yeah.
But then she got the match, though. she's got a
She's
match,
not in the Elimination Chamber.
but she's got a title match on the following Raw.
Oh, so she did get a match with Rhea?
Yeah, on
Oh,
the
okay.
following Raw.
Okay.
See, that's what I thought.
Because I was like,
The chamber.
Yeah.
no,
That's cool.
which
Okay.
I thought so too. I thought
Oh,
she
that's
should
But
chamber.
again,
I don't
that
know.
was
Yeah, I
the
didn't know that.
conversation we had earlier.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
I love what WWE is doing with their PLEs, and they're only doing 5-6 matches most on the PLE and letting the Raw and SmackDown pick up the slack.
Yeah.
Now I don't know how that looks for the wrestlers' paychecks, and if it's affecting the wrestlers' paychecks, stop it.
Yeah.
Them getting bumped off the show and then costing them money, that's a problem. I have an issue with that.
Yeah.
But whatever. But that said, I pay the $50 for the AEW pay-per-views. There are 12 to 14 matches on those shows. You certainly get your $50 worth, but my goodness, they're 4.5, 5 hours long.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I love what they're doing with that.
Yeah.
But I like that. I like the idea of Io Sky getting into the chamber and
Yeah.
possibly getting a World Wrestling.
I think it would be cool. I think it would be cool.
But I still think Bianca Belair is winning that match.
Yes, yeah.
WrestleMania
If Jay don't
prediction. WrestleMania prediction. I think, man, I think that Jay is definitely going to beat Gunther at WrestleMania for the World Heavyweight title. I think that it makes, not that this has ever stopped WWE from swerving every one of us, but I think it makes the most sense. It is like Kofi level pop
Yeah.
Cody
for him,
too.
and Cody is in a good story. Or Cody's in a good place. Is what I'm going to say. Cody's in a good place with the title. So if he is the world title holder that retains, it makes sense. Gunther losing to an underdog Jey Uso who just won't quit is like a Cinderella story. And I mean, and if I don't want him to be a transitional champ.
Right, that's.
I don't want Brock Lesnar to show up on Raw and beat him and take the title from him. You know, I don't want it to be that close to Kofi. But
8 seconds.
yeah,
Ding, ding, ding.
yeah,
Oh gosh.
yeah. But I would love to see. I would love to see a guy who has worked his way up from being in like, I won't even say tag team, or I mean mid card hell, tag team hell, where you just are, you know, in obscurity unless you've got a tag belt on.
Which one?
To then
do
work
you-
work your way. Yeah, exactly. To then work your way into being that main event Jey Uso and really just killing it with your crowd work, being so over.
Could you imagine?
He's
that?
white hot.
He wins and just
Yeah, he's white hot.
Yeah, I can imagine it. It happened.
right.
Yeah.
I don't
And then
know.
I think you set him up for Solo.
That's good. Come back to Raw. Yeah.
I think you set him up for Solo.
Do you think that he'll main event? I don't think that's. I just don't think so. I don't think he's main event.
He has to. Who,
I don't-
Jay?
Yeah.
I don't think he'll. I think he'll open night 2.
But the Royal Rumble winner main events WrestleMania for the title.
Tell that to Drew McIntyre.
I mean, Drew's Scottish. I love him, but I don't, maybe it doesn't matter because he's wears a kilt. I don't know.
Well,
That's the thing.
What
I'm
I'm
just saying.
saying is,
I'm counting on him being a main event.
I think
holder.
the right call would be to main event
Yeah.
night 1
I just
with,
don't-
with Jey Uso. If they don't do anything else, like so, that's the shtick. Like
because you just got too many other big stars. Like if you're going, especially you're gonna do that triple threat.
if they do Cena and Cody, and they do Jay and Gunther, like I see absolutely no reason why those are not your 2 main events at all.
Yeah.
Okay, those are great. But
understand that.
but I know where you're at because when it comes to Roman and Rollins and Punk and these guys are not doing anything yet, or the possibility of Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest, that match right there is not a main event match.
It's not a main event match. It's not.
Which one?
But Roman, anything
It-
Roman's in could be a main event match.
Yeah.
But he's not champ.
Yeah, he's not champ, and he's not active in the storyline right now.
No, but you've seen this before with him and Undertaker. He wasn't the champ. Neither one of them was a champion. He got
That's an exception.
Yeah.
That's an exception to the rule.
Which is why he's making the comment.
Yeah.
Which is why I said I think that Jay's going to get the night 2 opener because Roman will be in the main event of night 1.
right.
That's why I said that. But I would have absolutely no problem with, you know what, Roman? Thank you for your 4 years of service. Now get out of the main event.
Yeah, I
Let's
don't-
and Roman is probably the one going, no, I did all this to get my cousin elevated. You put him in the main event.
I think that, and of course
yeah.
you've also got Charlotte. You've got Charlotte being the Rumble winner. Like, I agree that John Cena's match holds the level of acclaim. If he wins in the Elimination Chamber, it holds the level of acclaim that you want in a main event match.
Yeah, he's going to main
Oh,
event.
he's going to yeah.
If he wins that chamber,
Right.
that will be one of the main events.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
He's going to get a standing ovation
I agree.
regardless.
I still think, unless you are going to, I guess I can see the tug of war. You can't have those two. You can't have Jay and John on the same night.
Why not?
Well, you could, but they have to be at the beginning and the end.
Yeah, but I don't. But then what are you going to do? The women's titles at the beginning and the end of the other day?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I'm just saying, like,
No,
for balance. For
But if
balance.
again, if they put Roman in the main event,
Yeah.
Roman will be the main event.
And the only why I said that is because
See,
it
I
will
don't see Roman's
overshadow
being
that
the main event.
I
storyline.
don't either, but he's
Yeah,
pulled
I
that
know.
rank right now.
I know, but I don't see Roman coming in
just
with,
saying.
even if it's a triple threat match with Rollins and
And they want to
CM
give Punk his
I do
last,
not-
if he's not going to be with
Punk's
Cena.
main eventing next year.
Yes. Yeah. He should have won this year until Jay. Until Jay came in as main event Jey Uso. Because I even called it last year when he blew out his tricep.
Yeah.
I said, that's your Royal Rumble winner.
Yeah.
Right there. And he didn't win this year because Jey Uso is so over and John Cena announced
Because
his
I think
retirement.
I think Punk wins the Rumble next year and goes after the World Heavyweight Championship,
Yeah.
not the WWE. Because hopefully by then the Rock will be back, and that's when he goes after Cody.
Yeah.
that was the plan this year, but Rock couldn't be available.
Nah, he
Yeah.
just messed everything up. That's what he did.
Yeah, okay.
Anyway, those are my predictions, doggone it.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have
Well,
a 3
we're
count?
we're yeah. I got a 3 count. I got.
This is crazy.
I probably could have had a 12 count by now. Okay. Are you guys ready?
Sure.
All right. So if this is your first time joining us on episode 32, I apologize for all the randomness, but that is the Stable Podcast. We're passionate about wrestling. We love talking about wrestling, and we will talk about wrestling until we go senile and don't remember who is who, which is getting closer and
Who are
closer.
you again?
Yeah, exactly. It's all right. You muted his mic. It's fine.
Everybody knows who
Yeah.
I am.
The tribal chief. That's right. The head of the table. All right. All right. Here we go. So at the end of every episode, we do a 3 count. We're going to have a little bit of fun with this one. Ready? If Jay wins, we can now call it WrestleMania for Yeet 1.
One. That one hurt.
Yeah, it meant to. I
Made it
meant
for eat one.
for Eat 1. We believe the return of Alexa Bliss, or the return of Alexa is just bliss, is what I meant to say. We
like
believe that
Bo leave.
we believe
So you're trying to run all
we
this.
both
Ah.
the return of Alexa is just bliss. I was gonna say originally we believe that the return of Alexa Bliss is just sick, is what I was gonna say,
good.
and then I was like, does that work? But two. That's right. And finally, numbers are hard for the stable. 3. Thank you guys so much for joining us on episode 32 of the Stable Podcast. We love you all, and we will check you later.
Bye.
Deuces.
Acknowledge me.
Yeah.